Hello, cogitantes. When you look at Eve's character design, it is incredibly easy to dismiss it as just standard video game eye candy. But I want to look past those surface level cultural beauty standards. When Richard Schusterman coined the term somaesthetics in the 1990s, he deliberately used the Greek word soma, meaning the lived, sentient, purposive body. He wanted to explicitly distinguish it from a lifeless, mindless object. So it's about cultivating the body to actually perceive and experience aesthetic qualities rather than just serving as a billboard that displays them eternally. Which brings up something else, this ancient Greek concept, kalos kagatos, which makes me wonder how does a 2000-year-old philosophy apply to a cyborg fighting monsters? Well, kalos kagatos basically translates to the perfect harmony of the beautiful and the good, and Eve embodies the Platonic ideal perfectly. She really does. Remember, in the game's lore, she's an androidos, an artificial being created by Mother Sphere with no human DNA. And because of that, her perfected physical form isn't superficial at all. It's a deliberate, holistic function of stunning aesthetics and righteous lethal capability. So in this universe, the body is treated as a highly curated project, the external manifestation of intense internal discipline. We see this constantly as she physically upgrades herself using modular gear expansions and those exospines and the extreme nano elements, those quantum nerves, the quantum nerves that act as nanowires and processors, just to enable zero latency combat, which is wild to think about. I mean, most of us just drink a cup of coffee to function in the morning, and Eve is literally updating her body's firmware, rewiring her nervous system to survive the wasteland. Yeah, whether she's customizing her nanosuits or wielding the blood-edged sword or triggering Taki mode when she sprouts that striking metallic wing, it all represents what Schusterman calls practical somaesthetics, intelligently disciplined bodywork and aimed entirely at self-improvement. And that intense bodywork ties beautifully into the concept of the body as a soft machine, right? Yes, referencing the writer William S. Burroughs. The core idea there is that the physical body and the conscious mind are completely intertwined. You cannot separate the physical actions from the psychological state, which makes me wonder if the mind and the body are that tightly intertwined. Can the body essentially reprogram the brain? The clinical research on stroke rehabilitation strongly suggests that it can. The medical studies I reviewed for this were fascinating. They really were. They showed that some aesthetic video games training significantly improves the physical balance of stroke patients. Researchers saw measurable improvements on clinical tests like the Berg balance scale, basically measures a patient's ability to safely balance during everyday tasks like standing up or reaching for an object. Wait, so playing video games actually help stroke patients regain their physical balance in the real world? Yes, because video games are fundamentally somaesthetic tools. They demand sensory and motor engagement, right? Think about when you finally master a tough combo in the game. Your hands just know what to do without you consciously thinking about the buttons. It's almost like the muscle memory of learning to ride a bike or play an instrument. That is the perfect analogy. When you, the player, sit down and guide Eve's incredibly precise acrobatic swordplay, timing her mid-air spins or parkouring across a ruined cityscape, you are engaging in a shared sensory aesthetic loop. You bridge the digital and physical divide because your brain and body are reacting to the digital stimuli of her perfected movements. So Eve's character design really goes for beyond simple aesthetics. Her cybernetic upgrades, her internal discipline, and her physical beauty are flawlessly integrated into a living sentient weapon that you directly engage with. It's a brilliant synthesis of form and function. Her design isn't just an invitation to look, it's an invitation to experience that perfection somatically through gameplay, which leaves us with a final, slightly wild thought for you to chew on before we wrap up today. Yeah, this is a big one. If playing some aesthetic video game can actually physically rewire a stroke patient's balance and mobility, could our deep sensory engagement with perfected avatars like Eve be subtly, almost imperceptibly rewiring our own reflexes, our muscle memory, even the way we inhabit our bodies without us ever noticing it? Something to think about next time you pick up the controller, dear cogitantes. Until next time, happy thinking!